Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Next, I'd like to call up President of the American Federation of Government Employees, Local 1260, Bobby Orozco.
Hey everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. So good afternoon. My name is Bobby Orozco Jr. I'm the proud local president of AFGE Local 1260, serving TSA officers in Southern California, including right here at Los Angeles International Airport. First, I want to thank our partners and our allies in the labor movement, in the aviation sector, and especially our biggest supporters who have stood with us and us with them in this ongoing struggle for workers' rights once and for all. I want to thank the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor for putting this together and for standing with us as well. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and the senior official performing the duties of the administrator, Adam Stahl, conducted one of the largest union busting tactics in U.S. federal employment history. By attempting to disregard a valid vote of TSA employees to be represented by a union, which occurred nearly 15 years ago, they further stripped our frontline workforce of its contractual agreement between our union, the American Federation of Government Employees, and TSA. An agreement that TSA signed in early 2024 that covered 46,000 transportation security officers across this nation. These are not only union busting anti-American tactics, but these actions are in direct conflict with and in spite of our Constitution and constitutional rights. Regardless of one's affinity for or against unions, what kind of America is it where we cannot trust our own government to adhere to its legal obligations of honoring contracts or any, and not just those created between the unions? Nothing is sacred. At TSA, we are civil servants, community volunteers, churchgoers, tax-paying citizens, veterans who are once again serving the United States, people trying to support our families with workplace rights and dignity to continue serving the flying public. We were created in the aftermath of September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks, which used airplanes as weapons against the United States and its people. Since then, our officers have kept you and your family safe from would-be terrorists. We have kept our end of the bargain, and now DHS, TSA, and the United States government must keep its part by putting back what it illegally took. And let me be clear, this is not just about the United States keeping its word. This is also about our officers feeling safe from poor management practices and unfair treatment by having its negotiated due process while doing one of the most important jobs in the world. Our union and CBA provided the security our workers rely on to feel comfortable doing their job, which is to prevent catastrophic events like 9/11 from ever reoccurring in our aviation system. Despite the false narrative DHS and TSA are spewing, this decision does not improve the workforce or make America safer. In fact, the opposite is true. When there are no due process rights, no protections for those protecting our skies, no protection from bullying tactics, discrimination, and harassment from bad actors in management, how can our workforce effectively perform their duties free from intimidation or worry? How can they keep you safe when they are constantly watching their own backs without the ability to have workplace protections? Workplace protections, I remind you, that they enjoyed only less than 2 weeks ago, yet it feels like a lifetime. Many of our officers are frustrated, angry, afraid, and feeling hopeless. And all this during a time when travelers are already uncertain of their own safety from air travel as deregulations impose such fears. And again, all this during one of the busiest times of the year for travel, spring break. This is not the time to play around with our TSA officers' livelihoods or the lives of the American people who depend on their work. Right now, many in our workforce are afraid to speak out, afraid of losing their job, the job they love doing, which keeps our aviation sector terrorist-free and ensures you and your family's safety. Although we have the greatest aviation workforce in the world, we cannot be as great at our jobs when we are constantly concerned about the benefits and protections we lost. Many of these employees are afraid not just for themselves, but for you, the flying public. This is a first step in Project 2025's playbook that focuses on weakening unions, basic employee rights and protections, and making federal employment a living hell for workers so that they can quit en masse and provide this administration an expedited pathway to come in and privatize the public service, which has kept America safe since 9/11. Remember, it was the private contractors that made us unsafe to begin with, putting profits over people's safety and security, with lax enforcement and essentially no regulations. Thousands of people died on September 11th, 2001, and we, the federal workforce at TSA, your transportation security officers, swore to never forget and never allow this to occur on our watch again. We also took an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic. And right now, we see who our domestic enemies happen to be. They're trying to scare us into submission, but they have no power other than that which they believe they have. They may be able to persuade some to kneel and kiss their rings, but not us, not this union, not now and not ever. We have been here before and we have won, and we will win again. And with the support of the American people, the courts, and our allies in Congress, who love this country and our Constitution, we will fight against this tyranny until it's defeated completely. And let me just add one quick note to our brothers and sisters in the labor movement. Today, it is us, federal employees. Tomorrow, it will be those in state, county, and city governments, and then the private sector. We must do what our sister and international president of the AFA, Association of Flight Attendants, Sarah Nelson, has been calling for this past decade. And I know you know what I'm talking about. We have no choice. We are backed against the wall with nowhere to go. And as many of us know, the most dangerous people are the ones who have nothing to lose. This is our time. This is our moment to make or break the labor movement. Thank you.